What's up, YouTube? It's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what we normally do. I'm going to be showing you my entire eyeshadow palette collection. And it's a lot. It's a lot of goodness. So I'm going to be keeping some, showing you my collection, and showing you what I will be decluttering. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get right into it. First brand we are going to be going into is Huda Beauty. So I only have 3 right now. The first one that we're going to be opening up is the neon. I think this is the neon pink one. It's super pretty. It's really gorgeous. It has like these awesome metallic colors. Yet I think it's very colorful and pretty. I love pinks, I love purples, so this was like a really good one. And I got it on sale, so you can't beat a good sale. Next one I got is the Huda Beauty Neon Orange palette. It's super pretty. Look at that. It's just so pretty. Granted, some of these colors get a little bit hard pan, but so far I really haven't had any issues, and it's a really pretty pigmentation. Here's a swatch. Pigmentation and color and all of that. And this one you can make really bright, like colorful looks. That's what I like a lot about her palettes, is they have some really unique shimmer shades. And then now onto my favorite palette. I adore this palette. I think if you don't have this and you want to try something from Huda Beauty, this is an awesome palette to start with. It's the Rose Gold Remastered palette, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, honestly, this pink, whoops, I still got one there. This pink diamond color is just, I don't know, it's like heavenly. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's so pretty, and it's so pigmented. It's gorgeous. This whole palette is really beautiful. You can make so many different looks out of it. I love it. I think it's really beautiful. And all these shimmer shades, they're almost like a creamy metallic formula, which is really beautiful. I would definitely invest in this palette if you want to try Huda Beauty. But yeah, so all 3 of these I am going to keep. Sorry. They're just all so pretty. So the next brand we're going to be going into is Too Faced. So I have what I call some makeup fossils in here. So these are some really old palettes that maybe I have because of, you know, just good memories and stuff like that. But I don't use them anymore. But I probably will be getting rid of some throughout the video. So one of my oldest makeup fossils is this Too Faced Naughty and Nice palette. I mean, who remembers this? This is so old. I think this is like 10 years old right now, maybe. I don't know. But so you have the naughty side. I mean, the packaging's adorable. Look at that. That's so cute, the pinup girls. So you have the naughty side. So you basically get, yeah, you don't want to look at me there. You get a side of lipsticks and you get a side of eyeshadow. I thought this was so cool. My grandmother actually gave me this palette, so that's why I'm not going to get rid of it. It was one of my first high-end palettes. And then you have the other side with the lip colors and the neutral eyeshadows. This is, I'm going to keep more as like a sentimental thing. It's so old, so nostalgic, but I'm going to hold on to it for sentimental purposes. So the next one is the Too Faced Life's a Festival palette. I don't know, I love this packaging. I love rainbows, I love unicorn, I love magic, I love all that good stuff. So this palette is actually really pretty. It has some really interesting shades that maybe you wouldn't find somewhere else, like this Firefly shade. It is really pretty, like a really nice, I'm gonna just watch it right there. Really nice, like green, like olive green shimmer, and then the palette smells like candy, so I like that a lot. I'm definitely going to be holding on to this one just because it's so, I don't know, I still love it. I still find a lot of use out of it. It's really pretty. I don't know, Too Faced, they just get you with the freaking packaging. And then this is another one. It got me with the packaging and the scent. So this is the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. It came out last year for holiday. I got it on sale, so at least, you know, I got it on sale. That you're gonna see, that's like a reoccurring theme in my video, is that the palette will be on sale and I'll talk myself into it as to why I suddenly need this, and I'd be an idiot not to buy it on sale. And that's how I end up getting the palette. So this was one of those. This is a really cute palette, like this color, extra spicy. That's kind of what really like drew me into there, because it's so pigmented and it's a matte color. Like, I mean, it's really pigmented. Sorry for like my jacked up swatches. Like, it's hard swatching through a camera. But yeah, so I got it on sale. It smells like gingerbread, which I think is really cute. Is it a super unique palette? Not really, but it's really cute for it to have that warm neutral palette, and I am gonna hold on to it just because, you know, I feel like I really haven't gotten that much use out of it yet. Sorry if you see me in the camera. Yeah, so I'm gonna be holding on to that one. I promise I will declutter palettes in this series. It's coming, it's coming. So this is actually one of my newest palettes. I just got it in the mail today. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I know this palette is old, but I just got it on sale. The Too Faced had their summer sale. So let me cover that mirror. This is a really, really pretty palette. I think it's really beautiful. What I really like about this one and what kind of sold me into it is these shimmer shades are so pigmented and glittery and shimmery. Like, that's so freaking pretty. And then we got this one right here, which is like another nice gold. I don't know, like I'm a sucker for shimmery golds. It's like so beautiful. Other than that, the palette is more like basic without those shimmers, but I'm the type of person, I see one good eyeshadow in a palette and I end up just buying it because I'm like, oh, it's more of a bang for my buck. But yeah, so this one I definitely have to play with. Haven't even used it yet, so I'm definitely going to be keeping it. Now we are going to be going into my Pat McGrath palettes. Don't they look pretty? I mean, just like that, they look so aesthetically pleasing. So this is the more bougie palettes that I have. These are the more expensive guys that I did get on sale. Hey, see, I talked myself into getting all three because they were on sale, and I was gonna miss out if I didn't. My favorite of the three is this one right here, which is the bronze edition. This is the best one. They actually don't sell these anymore. That's why it went on sale. I think the packaging is just absolutely gorgeous. And the palette itself, the eyeshadows, I was like, wow, like this is why Pat McGrath is so much freaking money, because the eyeshadows are just so beautiful. Like this shade right here, I told you I'm a sucker for metallic golds, is just so stunning. I mean, just, you don't really even need much. And then the mattes are very buttery and blendable. I adore this palette and I love it, and I think it is so pretty. I have to keep it. But now, on the other hand, this palette, which is the La Vie en Rose, which I know I said that wrong, but YOLO, whatever. This palette, though, I am actually going to be decluttering this one. This one made me, instead of having the reaction of like, oh my god, I know why Pat McGrath is worth the money, this made me have the reaction of like, why would anyone pay this much for this? It's a really pretty palette. It looks very beautiful. Like, I love the colors, but some of these colors just do not perform. Like this pink color, you have to keep going into it. And it looks good on my finger right there, but I don't know, when you start blending it out, I don't know if you can kind of tell, it kind of blends into nothing. And I've had, you know, see, I already did 2 like swatches, and I went, see, I'll do a third one. I went pretty generously. Like you can build it up, but it's more of like a sheer type shadow. And I don't know, for me, if I'm gonna be paying a lot of money, I mean, I know I got it on sale, but if I'm gonna be paying a lot of money, I want like pure pigment, and then I can just go in with a little bit of the brush. But yeah, and the gold's kind of like the same as the other one. The shadows are all kind of like, they're kind of like, So this one, even though it kind of hurts because I want to love it so much, this one I'm actually going to be decluttering. And any makeup I'm going to be decluttering is just going to be going to friends and family. And then the last one is the Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze. This is another really pretty palette. This is like a cool toned kind of like smoky palette, which is really nice because, you know, we always have warm palettes every day. Warm palettes every day. This is a really pretty palette. It's like a, like I said, like a cool tone, kind of smoky palette. I think it's really pretty. I'm gonna hold on to it for now because I really haven't had too much of a chance to play with it, so I definitely need to give it more love. I'm not super blown away, but I have to give it more of a chance to really evaluate it. So this one I am going to be holding on to for right now. And then my next category is going to be my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. So let's go first into the Carly Bible palette. This palette, once again, I bought because I had a discount when I worked at Sephora, and I was like, come on, I just, you know, it's my birthday week. I just want to get like a palette for myself, and I saw this one, and I had swatched it a few times. And I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. It is really pretty. It has some very unique shades, like that OA shade is super unique. It's like very like glittery. It has multi-dimensional glitters. Like there's green, there's red, there's a little bit of like everything in there. I don't know if you can kind of see. It's really, really pretty and really cool. So that part I really appreciated. And this gold color, my angel, it's freaking gorgeous. And this one's really pretty too. The Moo color is so pretty. I still gotta play around with this palette more. I've used it, I would say probably about twice. I liked it. I didn't like super love it, but I definitely gotta give it more love. So I am gonna be holding on to it. But on the other hand, the Jackie Aina palette I am obsessed with. It is so gorgeous. I mean, I feel like this palette didn't get the attention that it really deserved because all the other palettes came out so quick right after this. And this one I actually waited because I was working at Sephora at the time, and I would literally swatch this palette like every day and being like, oh, I don't need it, I don't need it, I have a lot of makeup. But then every time I swatch it, I'm like, damn, that's so freaking pretty. So I actually got this one, I would say like about like a month or two. They were having a sale on Anastasia's website, and I'm like, before this goes away, I'm going to buy it, and I definitely don't regret it. I think it's so beautiful. All the colors are super pigmented and they're very unique, and you can make a really gorgeous look. So I'm definitely going to be holding on to that. On that sale, I also got, I don't know why I kept this in the box, but when I got the Jackie Aina palette, I also got the Alyssa Edwards palette because they were both on sale, and you know, I wanted free shipping, duh. Aren't you guys like a sucker for free shipping? I don't know, I do that. Like, I'm like, oh, I gotta get to free shipping. I don't want to pay for shipping. So anyways, this palette, I'm honestly kind of disappointed. I'm really thinking about decluttering it. I just need to, I've only really kind of swatched it, and from the swatches, I was kind of disappointed. Like this Brick Road color, the Texas Made, some of these guys are very like a little bit chalky, and they don't look that blendable, but I haven't really had a chance to wear it on my eyes yet. So I definitely need to, you know, give it more of a chance before I make that decision. But if I wear it on my eyes and I don't really like love it, I'm gonna be parting with it. Sadly, but it's sad, but yeah. And then we got the ABH Modern Renaissance. I mean, this is just a classic. Everybody and their mother has this palette. Like, everyone in the world has this palette. Like, it's a super classic. It's really pretty. But you know, now looking back at it, I'm just like not as impressed as I used to be with it. I mean, it's beautiful, but maybe because I'm just like more into wearing like, I don't know, bright colors and stuff like that. This one, I know it's a little bit crazy, but I'm actually going to be decluttering this one. I love it, it's so pretty, but this palette is getting kind of old, and I never really reach for it anymore. I don't know, I just have other things that I like more, and I feel like if I do want to reach for it, I think I'd rather pick up the Soft Glam palette, because this is more like becoming like a neutral palette to me. Like, it has those rosy tones, but I have so many palettes that have rosy tones. So yeah, so this one I am going to be parting with. And my last Anastasia palette is going to be the little tiny Norvina palette. This is so cute. I actually got this for free from when I worked at Sephora for my gratis. I was so excited. I absolutely like love this little green shade. It is so pigmented and it's so bright. That's what I really like about it. It's just like a beautiful like shimmery color. I'm definitely going to be holding on to this as I just got it and I need more time to play with it. Now on to the big little pile of Colourpop. I feel like everybody has so many Colourpop palettes because, I mean, they're so inexpensive and they're so good. So I'm probably not really going to be getting rid of any of these, but don't kill me. So this is the Baby Got Peach palette. I got it in the huge, like, you can get all the different colors and stuff. It is so pretty. Only thing I don't care for is that pressed glitter. I mean, it's just, I don't use it. I don't know, but this one's really pretty. Then we got the Blue Moon palette. This one's gorgeous. If you want a really nice blue look, the Tide Pool and Fine China are like really gorgeous. And it's cool to have these palettes whenever you need a color, you know that you have it like in here. So yeah, I have a thing, I don't know, I end up like taking forever to get rid of like this like foam and then the plastics and stuff. I don't know why. This is the It's My Pleasure palette, really pretty too. I love purple, so you already know that I love that palette. The honey, like I read that with like an attitude in my head every time I read that palette. It's super cute, but again, like, I don't like these pressed glitters. I don't know, like, they're pretty, but I feel like I'm gonna end up, like, stabbing my eye. I don't know. It's the only reason I'm just not that crazy about it. Like, and they're not, I don't think they're even eye safe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the only thing that's, like, a little, like, I don't really care for. Then we got the Just My Luck palette. You know, you can wear it St. Patrick's Day or whenever you want to wear green. This one actually came a little bit messed up, but I was just way too lazy to return it, but it was new. But this color is so beautiful. It's like a really pretty like olive green. I think it's gorgeous. Really pretty. This Mary Jane color is actually really pretty too. Then we got the Lilac You A Lot palette. These are so cute, and so are the names. Another really pretty purple palette, so cute. Then we have the Making Mauves palette. I adore this palette. I don't know why, but shades like these three are just everything to me. Like I will buy a whole palette for $50 if it has like a shade like these in there. It's very similar to like the Huda palette. Like look at that shimmer though. I'm sorry, I gotta like swatch this one. Sorry for my terrible swatches, but I mean this is like such an inexpensive palette and you're getting such a beautiful shade. It's so gorgeous. I've definitely used this one a lot. I think it's so beautiful. I don't know, I'm the type of person like I like a little bit of having like a little bit of a cooler, more purpley tones when I do neutrals. I am obsessed with this palette. Then I got the Mean Squeeze palette. This one I haven't really had a chance to play too much around with it, but I've definitely swatched it and I think it is gorgeous. We got the Orange You Glad palette. It's like, sure, what rhymes with orange? Door hinge, duh. So anyways, yeah, so we got this super like fall vibes, pumpkin spice lattes type of Halloween palette. I think it's really pretty, but again, like that color, it's like, why the glitter? Like it could have just been a better like shimmer. Like in the Making Mauves, if you put another shimmer like these guys in there, like one of those, and replace it instead of the pressed glitter, I think it would be so much better, because this shimmer is definitely different from that shimmer. That shimmer is more like almost like a wet kind of metallic shimmer, but really pretty palette. Then we got the Mint to Be. So cute, like all the names are adorable. This one is a nice light minty palette. I love just the variety of colors. You get every type of shade of mint in here. Then we got my favorite one, which is the Sailor Moon Colourpop palette. Of course, I kept it in the packaging because, you know, This is a collector's item. I'm like a Sailor Moon fanatic since I've been 3 years old, and I will be till the day I die. So I was going crazy when I saw this palette. I'm honestly thinking about getting a second one just so I could have one that I don't use like ever. But yeah, so it has the nice holographic on it, which is super cute. I think it's adorable. The colors are so pretty and really unique as well, because they're like a light, I just think of like a light fairy festival fun vibe to these colors. They're so beautiful, and they're also kind of like light as well. I don't know, they're more like ethereal. Like this color is really, really pretty. It's very light and shimmery, but it looks almost like it kind of glows on your eyes. It's really pretty. The Luna color's gorgeous. The Tuxedo Rose, the Justice. It's so beautiful. I mean, looking at it right now, I think I really am gonna get my like second version of this palette just so I have like it in my collection where I'm not gonna use it, because this one I've already used and I adore it. And my last color palette, wait, no, I actually have another one. Whoops, never mind. This was actually my first Colourpop palette, the My Little Pony, just because it looks so freaking cute. I mean, look at all those little ponies in the rainbow. It's so cute. I'm not that crazy about the palette though inside. It is really pretty. Like this silver color is absolutely gorgeous, and it's super pigmented as well. Like, wow, that's really pigmented. But I mean, as a combination for all the colors, I'm not super crazy about it. But I do think it's a cute palette, and I'm happy to have it just because it is like a collector's item. Because it's like My Little Pony, same with the Sailor Moon. So cute. And then now, actually, my last palette and one of my newer ones is the Through My Eyes. I love Sarai, whatever, times Colourpop, her collaboration. Okay, so this was actually from, you know, my daughter that like attacked the palette. That wasn't me, okay? I'm not that hard on my makeup, but just she really likes to swatch the palette, and she's only 3, so. It's a really pretty palette. I haven't had too much of a chance to like play with it. I've only kind of swatched it like a good amount of times. But I'm super excited to try it, and I think it is so beautiful. I'm gonna go to my Urban Decay, which I was actually like finding my palettes, and I was really surprised. I only have 3 Urban Decay palettes. I really thought I had more. I just feel like every time I want to buy a palette, and I end up just like saying, nah, like let's just not do that. But yeah, so my first one is the Urban Decay Electric. This is amazing, but it's really getting old, and I'm kind of scared to like use it just because it's getting old. But my god, these colors, like why couldn't Urban Decay like stay in this formulation for all their freaking palettes? Like, I mean, this Chaos color is, look at that blue, and it's so easy to get the color payoff from it. But sadly, I actually am gonna declutter this one just because I'm kind of scared to use it on my eyes because it is getting so old, and some of these colors aren't eye safe. So it kills me inside to get rid of this, but I am. Will go down in history. Rest in peace, Electric palette. It's so beautiful. Same with this one. This one is really, this one's even older than Electric. This is the Urban Decay Volume 2 Book of Shadows. Like, who remembers these? Like, you would open, well, let me see. You would open them up, and right here it has like a little book inside of all the looks that you can get and you can do. This was one of my first palettes when I got into makeup, and these are the colors. I mean, back then I thought this was like freaking amazing, but now I'm looking at it and it's kind of like really boring, and they all kind of look the same. I don't know, that whole top row, or maybe it's just because it's really, really old. But yeah, this one I am gonna declutter, even though I hate to do that. But yeah, this one's gotta go. I'm never gonna use it again, so why, you know, why take up the space? And then last but not least, we got the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This is such a pretty palette. The only thing I will say though, it's like the colors are gorgeous, but I don't like using them all together. Like, I like to use this palette with other palettes because I feel like all together, like the colors don't get deep enough to make a super intense like well, not super intense, but doesn't give me enough like definition as this being like the darkest color. And then these colors are really pretty, but they don't really kind of like pop to give me that like inner corner pop. So this is a beautiful palette, and I am gonna keep it because I love it, but it's definitely like a palette like you need another palette with, in my opinion. Then we got Colored Rain. Super pretty palettes. These palettes, I'm not gonna lie, I really haven't had too much of a chance to play with them. And I know you're probably like, what the heck? Like, but the thing is, a lot of these I got during like the world going crazy, and obviously I don't leave my house that much. So I only really wear them when I take photos or stuff for like, you know, YouTube, Instagram. But now since I started my channel, I have more of an excuse to wear eyeshadow palettes, so yeah. But yeah, this is the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments shadow palette, and it's a little bit of everything from the rainbow. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm really excited to actually get to use this, so obviously I am going to keep it. Then we got the classic Queen of Hearts palette that Jaclyn Hill raved about and made me want to buy. So I ended up buying it. This is like super similar, I think, to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, but it does look kind of different. It just has like that vibe. It doesn't look the same, like it's definitely different, but it just has that vibe, which I think is really pretty, and I'm excited to get to know this palette a little bit more, so I'm definitely gonna keep it. EH Cosmetics. So first, I'm gonna pick up this one because I'm definitely gonna keep this palette. This is my favorite ever palette from them. I think it's discontinued, but if you can find it anywhere, just buy it. It is so good. All these colors are so pigmented, so blendable. Like, you wouldn't believe that a palette this inexpensive is so freaking good. I don't know, I have so many good things to say about it. Like, it's amazing. Buy it. If you couldn't buy it, I'm sorry for you. But yeah, then we have the Take Me to Brazil palette. This one I actually am going to declutter. As beautiful as it looks, it just doesn't perform the way the festival palette does. It just doesn't. Like, the colors are not as pigmented, and when I use colors, like, I need pigment. I don't want to be building for forever with it, and this one, unfortunately, you do kind of really got to build a lot. It's a nice palette. I would say this is nice for like beginners if you're going to be doing color, but for me, I'm going to be actually like letting this one go. Then we got the Carly Bible, the deluxe edition. I believe this is the second palette that she had. I'm definitely gonna be holding on to this. I think it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's a really pretty like neutral palette that I feel like is flattering on so many different people. This reminds me of like if you're getting married, this is the vibe of the palette like you want to be looking for. It just has those soft like romantic neutral colors and these highlights that are so blinding. So I'm definitely going to be holding on to this. I adore this palette. Then we got the Studio BH palette. This one I'm going to be letting go. This one I got because I was actually going to be getting into freelancing before, you know, everything went freaking crazy. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't really know if I'm really going to be doing that anytime soon. And I feel like this is kind of just wasting in my collection. And if I do decide to do freelance, maybe I would pick a different eyeshadow palette, but it is really nice. Next up, I have my only Morphe palettes. I have I'm gonna start with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette. I really did. I still like it. I don't know. I'm not like crazy about it. That's the thing. Like, I loved it in the beginning, and I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so nice. Like, it's really blendable. But I don't know, as time is going on, I'm getting a little bored by it. This one, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna hold on to it for now because I don't know why. It just hurts me to get rid of it. But if I don't kind of like use it within the next like 6 months or so, I'm just gonna like pass it along. I think it's a nice palette, but I don't know, I'm just not that crazy about like Morphe formula. Then I got the Morphe 35P. I got this one mostly because of the purples, and I do think they are very pretty, but I am going to actually part with this one. Again, it's nice. It's not a bad palette, but I have shadows that perform better that I prefer to use. So this one is the Violet Voss, the Best Life palette. This is super new. I haven't used it at all. I got this because BoxyCharm gave me a credit because I forgot the BB cream I got didn't come in my shade, which I thought was really actually nice of them and pretty cool. I swatched it so far and I'm a little bit like meh. I'm a little underwhelmed, but I gotta try it on my eyes to really be the best judge of it. So I am excited to try it. I should be trying it soon, so I am gonna hold on to that. Whoops, I forgot. We do actually have two from a brand. So these are kind of old. And I'm gonna be parting with both of them. These are actually from Profusion. And you can find this at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, that type of thing. You can find this brand there. They have come out with a lot more since these, so these are pretty old. It's actually, I've had this for a really, really long time. Don't judge me. I know it looks jacked up, but I've had it for a long time, okay? It's been many years. It is a really nice palette. It's very inexpensive, but I just don't use it anymore, so I'm actually going to be letting go of this one. And this one is another Profusion palette. It just is like this leopard color. This one's pretty old too. It's pretty nice for the price because you get all these lip colors, you get this blush, you get this highlight, and you get all these eyeshadows. But again, it's getting really old, and I haven't used it in so long, and I'm not really gonna use it, so I might as well let that one go. This palette I am obsessed with, and I want to buy more from the brand. This is from Lunar Beauty. This is the Strawberry Dream palette. I mean, the packaging to me is just everything. It is so freaking beautiful, and I love anything with the moon, obviously, duh. But this palette is so pretty and so pigmented, and it smells good. You see, like, if it's pigmented, pretty packaging, and it smells good, like, that's just like #1 in my book. All these colors are really pigmented. You hardly have to touch them to get like any pigment off of them. Like this gold, I mean, it's just beautiful. It's so pretty. Like, I really want to buy more palettes from him. Like I forgot the other one. It's like a Halloween themed. I need that palette. But yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna keep. I love it. I was super impressed by it, and it was definitely worth the money. I have this Tarte palette. What was this called? Does anybody remember what it's called? This is a palette that you go like this with. That you can switch. It's like nice to touch. It's a really pretty palette. It has a lot of like, it has the pressed glitters. It has like some shimmers in it. I think it's really nice, but I don't know. I'm not too crazy about it. I have to give it a few more chances before I can say I'm really gonna get rid of it. I got it on sale and with my employee discount, so I was just like, okay, I just need to buy this. But yeah, I definitely have to like use it more to really give a better opinion on it. The next palette I adore and I love. This one's the Juvia's Place, the Masquerade palette. It's such a beautiful palette, and it's so well worth the money. The shimmers are just so pigmented. The mattes are not as good, but they still are really nice. But you gotta think, you're hardly paying anything for this. It's amazing quality, and you get so much product. So this one I'm definitely going to be holding on to. Alright, so now we got the only Butter London palette I have. I got this in my BoxyCharm. It's a cute palette. I have to use it a few more times to kind of see if I totally want to keep it. It's a nice, like, neutral, cool tone palette, but I do think it's really cute. Then I have the It Cosmetics. Oh, what's the name of this? I don't know, but it's the Black Block. There you go, that palette. It's all neutral. It's really pretty. It's a nice, like, neutral palette. I'm definitely gonna keep it because it's just kind of like a go-to palette you can use for your eyebrows for every day. The next palette I love. This is the Dosa Colors Katie and Desi. I think it's Friendcation palette. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't totally remember. See, I still didn't get rid of the plastic. This palette is so beautiful. I love it. It's really pigmented. All the shades are absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to be holding on to this one. I have the e.l.f. palette, Eyes, Lips, Face. I don't know exactly what palette this is, but this is really old. So I'm actually gonna be decluttering this one just because it's kind of like so old. It's a nice palette. I put some other random shadows down there. It's just like a nice neutral palette. It was okay. Like it's cute, but it's nothing to write home about. So this one I am going to be letting go. One of my absolute favorite palettes is this Tati Beauty palette. I think it's a shimmer. It's from the Tarte palette. But yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite palettes ever. If you don't have this palette, you need it. You just need it in your life. It is so gorgeous. These glitters are the only pressed glitters that I will use. They are so pigmented. And what I like about them is that when you actually, here, I'll swatch it real quick. When you actually put it on your eyes, you get the glitter that you see, because sometimes you'll put these pressed glitters on. Oops, I didn't have one there. Sometimes you put these pressed glitters on and they don't actually come off of your finger and they don't go where you want them to go, but these do, and all the colors are so pigmented, so blendable. This is a must-have palette, and honestly, I think everybody's collection. Throwing it back super old school is this Claire's palette. This is actually one of the first palettes that I bought when I first got into makeup. I'm honestly only gonna keep this just for nostalgic purposes, but I don't use it at all. I haven't used it in forever, but hey, Claire's wasn't that bad. It really was not that bad. Now, my other palette that I'm keeping for nostalgic reasons is my Coastal Scents 88 Ultra Shimmer Eyeshadow Palette. Who remembers these palettes? There was a matte one and there was a shimmer. And these palettes were everywhere. Everyone had these palettes. Like, when YouTube, I think it was basically 09, everyone had these palettes. And this is when I really was like, okay, I love makeup. I need to buy this eyeshadow palette. It was beautiful. So many shades. Obviously, I hit pan on that yellow one, and I hit pan on the pink one. I don't use this anymore, but it just brings me back so many good memories. So that's the only reason I pretty much hold on to it. I have the Sephora Pro Editorial Palette. This is a really beautiful palette. It's a little overpriced, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's almost $70, but it's beautiful. The mattes are absolutely gorgeous. They're really blendable. The shimmers are okay. They are pretty, but it's nothing compared to the mattes. For me, this whole purple and pink column are the reason why I absolutely adore this palette, and I love it so much. And it has a wonderful mirror too, which is really nice when you're doing your makeup. Then I got this little itty baby, the Stila, I think it's what is this called? The It Girl palette. So it's a little trio, and it has their kitten color, which is their most popular color. This one I'm gonna let go. I never use it. Honestly, I just bought it for the kitten color, and it's really pretty, but it's just so I don't know. I'm just not gonna use it, so I am gonna declutter this one. I have the Dominique Latte palette. This is a really pretty palette. Definitely have gotten some good use out of it, and the colors are really pigmented and nice. I definitely would love to get more from her brand. Then I got the Wet n Wild. I'm so sad. This actually broke today. You see that? I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna try to be careful. This one actually broke today, and it made me so sad. This one is a really nice palette. I really don't use it much anymore, but it is really pretty. The colors are very pigmented, which is that's what's awesome about Wet n Wild. You pay $2 or $3 and you get these amazing products. But this one I'm actually gonna let go, because looking at it, I just haven't used it in a really long time. Not that it's bad, but I just have so many other eyeshadow palettes, as you can tell. Then I have the Kat Von D, the Alchemist palette, I think that's what it's called. It's really pretty. It's basically all duochrome, inner highlight colors, and they have a different reflex. I'm gonna hold on to this just because it's great when you're doing a bunch of colorful looks and you just want that inner corner color that will pop with the color that you're using for everything else. So I'm definitely gonna hold on to that. Then I got the Sugar Pill Burning Heart Shadows eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. It is so good. I really recommend if anybody likes color and they want colors that are pigmented and matte, I definitely recommend to get this palette. It is so good, and it's really like small and concise and cute, and I think it's super worth it. Then I got a palette that looks really jacked up, but it has been loved and adored. This is the Smashbox palette. It used to have a thing to open it, but now it's just kind of like both these guys. I know they look really jacked up, but it's just because they have been with me throughout the years. This has a lot of sentimental value. I don't really use it anymore, but I'm definitely going to be holding on to it just because it just brings me back so many good memories. And going through my last two palettes, I have this Inglot palette that I actually made. It's really pretty. Looking at it now, I just have to use this more. I keep forgetting to use it, but the colors are absolutely gorgeous, so I am gonna hold on to that. And last but not least, we have this little Bare Minerals quad. How do I open this? This Bare Minerals quad. It's really cute, very nice and neutral, but I'm actually gonna let this one go just because of the fact that, I don't know, I just don't really use it that much anymore. I don't know, it's super cute, but yeah, I'm gonna let this one go. Okay, so here are all the palettes that I am going to be decluttering. Either it's gonna go into the trash because it's too old, or it's gonna go to some friends and family and find a new home and have fun. So yeah, I know I definitely got a lot of eyeshadows, but hey man, it's what I like, it's what I love, and has kind of been like a career for me throughout the years. So I definitely hope that you did like this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button to definitely see some more content from me. And show me some love, give me some likes. And yeah, thank you so much guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.